First contact and betrayal. The Deep Space Monitoring Station at Europa Base detected the anomaly at 3:47 Universal Earth Time. Commander Elena Reyes stared at the readings, her coffee forgotten in her hand as the station's AI confirmed what she was seeing. Contact confirmed. Unknown vessel approaching L2 point. Arrival estimated in 43 minutes. The news spread across the solar system with the speed of quantum entanglement communications. Earth's united government, the Global Coalition, initiated first contact protocols that had been theoretical until this moment. Military forces across the planet and orbital installations went to alert status Delta, not openly hostile, but prepared for anything. As the alien vessel approached, it transmitted in perfect English, Mandarin, Russian, and 6 other major Earth languages. The message was simple. Greetings from the Viridian Alliance. We come in peace and mutual interest. The ship that entered Earth orbit was breathtaking, a massive crystalline structure that seemed to shimmer between states of matter, its hull reflecting the blue of Earth one moment and appearing nearly transparent the next. The aliens called themselves the Viridians, representatives of a coalition of 12 advanced species that governed this quadrant of the Milky Way. Ambassador Kaleem, the leading Viridian representative, stood 2 meters tall with iridescent skin that shifted colors with their emotions. Their 4 arms ended in 7-fingered hands capable of astonishing dexterity. When they spoke through their translation devices, their voice carried a musical quality that humans found pleasant, almost hypnotic. We have observed your world for some time, Ambassador Kaleem told the hastily assembled Global Council in Geneva. Your species shows remarkable potential. The Alliance offers guidance, technology, and a place among the stars. President Wei of the Global Coalition responded with measured enthusiasm. Earth welcomes peaceful contact and mutual exchange, Ambassador. We look forward to joining the galactic community as equals. A slight pause, a subtle shift in Kaleem's skin tone from soothing blue to a momentary flash of violet. Of course, the ambassador replied smoothly. All species find their appropriate place in time. Dr. Sophia Chen, Earth's leading xenobiologist, noticed the color change and made a note. Later, reviewing footage with Commander Reyes, she pointed it out. Did you see that? When President Wei mentioned equals. I did. Reyes nodded. Something about that word bothered them. The first 6 months of contact proceeded with cautious optimism. The Viridians established an embassy in the neutral waters of the Mid-Pacific, a floating city of alien architecture that humans were permitted to visit under strict protocols. They shared limited technology, medical advances that cured 3 previously terminal human diseases, agricultural techniques that increased crop yields by 40%, and energy efficiency improvements that reduced global power consumption by 1/3. In return, they requested seemingly innocent things: access to Earth's historical archives, studies of human physiology, and observation rights to military training exercises. The Global Coalition agreed, with transparency conditions that the Viridians accepted without hesitation. Dr. Chen headed the human research team assigned to study Viridian biology and culture. They're particularly interested in our adaptability, she told the Security Council during a closed session. Every test they run, every question they ask, it's all about how we respond to stress, change, and threat. General Marcus Okonkwo, commander of Earth's Unified Defense Forces, tapped his stylus against the table. They're assessing us as a potential threat. Or as a resource, Dr. Chen added. They seem fascinated by our immune systems, our ability to recover from injury, our psychological resilience. Keep digging, President Wei instructed, but maintain the appearance of complete cooperation. 8 months after first contact, the Viridians proposed a joint research base on Mars, offering to share their atmospheric modification technology that could speed up the terraforming process already underway. Earth agreed, and construction began immediately. 300 of Earth's brightest minds were selected to work alongside Viridian scientists. The Mars Base Alpha was a triumph of collaboration. at least on the surface. Hidden beneath the spirit of cooperation, both sides maintained their secrets. The humans concealed the extent of their military capabilities, while the Viridians carefully controlled which technologies they shared. Captain Layla Sharma commanded the security detail at Mars Base Alpha. Her team maintained a careful watch on their alien counterparts, cataloging every interaction, every technology glimpsed, every overheard conversation. When she discovered hidden monitoring devices in the human quarters, she didn't remove them. Instead, she used them to feed carefully constructed misinformation to the Viridians. 13 months after first contact, the Viridians proposed expanding their cooperation. "Your Jupiter mining operations are impressive but inefficient," Ambassador Kaleem told the global coalition. "Allow us to upgrade your facilities. The benefits would be mutual." Earth agreed, but with private reservations. The Jupiter mining facilities provided 60% of the rare elements needed for Earth's quantum computing and advanced propulsion systems. Giving the Viridians access represented a strategic vulnerability. General Okonkwo quietly ordered the establishment of secondary mining operations in the asteroid belt, concealed from Viridian observation by new stealth technology developed by reverse engineering fragments of Viridian systems. Then came the incident that changed everything. On the 15th month anniversary of first contact, a Viridian cruiser approached the Neptune research station without authorization. When asked to identify their purpose, the cruiser claimed routine patrol activities. As they neared the station, they suddenly fired what they later described as warning shots that ruptured the station's outer hull. 28 humans died in the explosive decompression before emergency systems sealed the breach. Ambassador Kaleem expressed profound regret for the unfortunate incident, but insisted it resulted from the Neptune station conducting unauthorized deep space scanning that interfered with Alliance protocols. The Viridian Council formally requested Earth to cease all deep space monitoring beyond Saturn's orbit, citing security concerns. In the emergency session that followed, Dr. Chen presented her findings. "I've completed my analysis of their physiological responses during diplomatic interactions," she reported. "Their color changes, pupil dilation, and pheromone releases indicate deception patterns consistent across multiple meetings. They're lying to us, and have been from the beginning." President Wei's expression hardened. "About what specifically?" "Everything." General Okonkwo interrupted, placing a data crystal on the table. "We've decrypted some of their secure communications. The Viridians aren't here to welcome us to any galactic community. They're assessing whether we're more valuable as subordinates or test subjects." The holographic display showed translated Viridian communications. "Human adaptability exceeds all prior species encountered. Recommendation: proceed with Stage 2 integration. Their resilience makes them ideal for frontline deployment against the scourge. Minimal loss of investment if casualties are high." President Wei looked around the table at Earth's leadership. "It seems we've been auditioning for a role we were never informed about." "There's more," Captain Sharma added via secure link from Mars. "They're planning something at Jupiter. My team intercepted communications about a resource acquisition phase scheduled to begin next month." Commander Rise of Europa Base confirmed this. "They've been positioning ships at the outer edge of Jupiter's magnetosphere. Small movements, nothing that would trigger alarms if we weren't specifically looking." President Wei took only moments to decide. "Initiate protocol thermobila. Full communications blackout with Viridian networks. General Okonkwo, you have authorization to deploy our defensive measures." "And the Mars personnel?" asked Captain Sharma, her voice tight with concern. "Begin evacuation procedures immediately. Make it look like a reactor containment issue. Get our people out." The meeting adjourned with a grim understanding. First contact had failed, but humanity would not be taken unaware again. 3 days later, the Viridian ship stationed at Jupiter launched its attack, not realizing that Earth had already evacuated its personnel and activated automated defenses. Simultaneously, Viridian forces moved against the Mars base and Earth's orbital stations. They expected to face a technologically inferior opponent caught by surprise. Instead, they encountered a species that had been preparing for this betrayal from the moment that first color change flashed across Ambassador Kalim's skin. The Battle of Jupiter lasted 6 hours. Earth lost 16 ships and 347 personnel. The Viridians lost their entire Jupiter fleet, 23 vessels, and an estimated 2,000 crew. On Mars, Captain Sharma's remaining security forces conducted a fighting retreat to the backup facility hidden beneath the southern polar cap, where Earth's secret fleet waited. As nuclear fire cleansed Mars Base Alpha of all evidence of human technology, Ambassador Kalim demanded an audience with President Wei. This regrettable escalation was unnecessary. The ambassador insisted, their skin now a dark, angry red. The Alliance offered guidance and protection. Your species has proven itself unworthy of our generosity. President Wei's expression remained impassive on the view screen. No, Ambassador. Your alliance has proven itself unworthy of our trust. The Neptune station was conducting authorized scientific research. You murdered 28 of our people to test our response. A misunderstanding. No misunderstandings remain. Ambassador, your ships have attacked our facilities across the solar system. We are now in a state of war. Ambassador Kalim's skin shifted to a deep purple, a color humans had never observed before. You cannot hope to stand against the Viridian Alliance. Our technology is centuries beyond yours. President Wei allowed herself a small, cold smile. We'll see about that. The transmission ended, and Earth prepared for the true test of its survival / humanity's unconventional response. General Okonkwo stood in the subterranean command center beneath the Antarctic ice shelf, watching as representatives from every nation on Earth filed into the amphitheater. Operation Phoenix was no longer theoretical. It was humanity's only hope for survival. Ladies and gentlemen, he began, his deep voice echoing across the chamber. For the past 15 months, while our diplomats smiled and our scientists collaborated, we have been preparing for this day. The Viridians believed they were studying us, learning our weaknesses. In reality, we were studying them. The main display activated, showing schematics of Viridian technology, some acquired through official exchanges, others through careful observation and covert acquisition. Their technological advantage is significant but not insurmountable, Dr. Chen explained, joining the general on the platform. More importantly, we've identified 3 critical weaknesses in their approach to warfare. The display shifted to tactical simulations as she continued. First, the Viridians rely heavily on centralized command structures. Their ships have minimal autonomy, receiving instructions from their command vessels. Second, their tactical doctrine is based on overwhelming force applied directly. They have no concept of guerrilla warfare or asymmetric tactics. Third, and perhaps most importantly, they believe absolutely in their technological superiority. Colonel Hiroshi Tanaka, head of Earth's Intelligence Division, stepped forward, which means they don't encrypt their communications to the standard we would expect. They never imagined we could break their codes, so they became careless. President Wei addressed the assembly next. Humanity faces an enemy that considers us little more than useful animals. They plan to use us as expendable soldiers against some threat that they call the Scourge. We will not meekly accept the role they assigned us. The next phase of Operation Phoenix unfolded rapidly. Around the world, hidden facilities activated, producing weapons and ships designed with a unique human approach to Viridian technology. While the Viridians built larger, more powerful systems, humanity focused on smaller, more adaptable designs. Dr. Mirai Nakamura, heading the Technology Adaptation Team, explained the philosophy. We can't match them kilogram for kilogram or megawatt for megawatt, so we don't try. Instead, we use their technology in ways they never considered. Her team transformed Viridian energy weapons, designed for overwhelming power, into precise surgical instruments capable of targeting specific systems. They miniaturized Viridian shield technology, making it portable enough for individual soldiers rather than just starships. Most importantly, they developed a virus that could infiltrate Viridian command systems, not by brute force attacks, but by mimicking routine diagnostic signals. Earth couldn't win a direct confrontation, so they wouldn't fight one. The Viridian response to Earth's initial resistance was predictable. They assembled a punitive fleet of 60 capital ships at the edge of the solar system, preparing to subjugate the troublesome humans once and for all. Their communications, intercepted by Colonel Tanaka's team, showed supreme confidence. The primitives have shown unexpected resistance, but lack the capacity for sustained conflict. Orbital bombardment of major population centers will bring quick capitulation. Earth let them believe it. When the Viridian fleet entered the solar system, they encountered minimal resistance. A few Earth ships fought desperate holding actions before retreating or being destroyed. The Viridians pushed inward, their formation perfect, their confidence absolute. They never detected the small stealth ships that moved among them, attaching themselves to the hulls of Viridian vessels like remoras on sharks. Each carried a squad of Earth's best Special Forces operators, equipped with adapted Viridian technology and a precise mission. At Charon, Pluto's moon, the Viridians established their forward command base. Ambassador Kaleem, now revealed as High Commander of the Alliance forces, directed operations from the safety of the command center. They never expected an attack at the heart of their fleet. They had no concept of such audacity. Operation Trojan activated precisely 72 hours after the Viridian fleet entered the solar system. Simultaneously, across 47 Viridian ships, Earth Special Forces breached the hulls and infiltrated. Their targets weren't the crews. Their targets were the communication systems. Captain Maya Rodriguez led the team that infiltrated the Viridian flagship. These ships are massive. She reported through the quantum-encrypted channel. Minimal internal security. They never expected enemies inside their vessels. Her team reached the communications hub and deployed Dr. Nakamura's virus. Across the fleet, other teams did the same. The virus spread through the Viridian command network, not destroying it, but subtly altering it. As High Commander Kaleem prepared the order for Earth's bombardment, the altered system indicated full compliance from all ships. In reality, weapon systems were being systematically disabled, targeting systems recalibrated, and shields modulated to frequencies that would render them useless. Earth's main fleet, hidden within the sun's corona using heat shield technology adapted from Viridian designs, received the signal to attack. 500 ships, smaller than their Viridian counterparts, but far more numerous than the enemy expected, emerged from their stellar hiding place. The battle that followed was brief and decisive. Viridian ships fired weapons that failed to discharge. Their shields fluctuated against precisely calibrated Earth weapons. Their communication system reported success even as their ships were disabled one by one. On the flagship, Captain Rodriguez's team reached the command center. High Commander Kaleem looked up in shock as humans in adapted Viridian battle armor entered the supposedly impenetrable heart of the vessel. "Impossible," the commander hissed, skin flashing between colors in rapid confusion. "You should have studied our history more carefully," Rodriguez replied, removing her helmet. "Humans have been overcoming impossible odds since we climbed down from the trees." Within 6 hours, 43 Viridian ships had been captured intact. 14 had been destroyed when they attempted to self-destruct. Only 3 escaped to carry news of the defeat back to the Alliance. President Wei addressed the captured High Commander Kaleem in the Antarctic Command Center 2 days later. "Your mistake," she said simply, "was in thinking technology alone determines the outcome of conflicts. Humanity has fought itself for thousands of years. We've developed the art of war in ways your species, with its technological advantages, never needed to explore." Kaleem's skin had settled into a dull gray, a sign of defeat, Earth's xenobiologists determined. "The Alliance will not accept this outcome. They will send a larger force." "Perhaps," President Wei agreed. "But now we have 60 of your ships, your weapons, and your technology. More importantly, we have demonstrated something your alliance has never encountered before, a species that refuses to know its place. The terms Earth offered the Viridian Alliance were simple but non-negotiable: recognition of Sol system as sovereign human territory, exchange of technology as equals, and reparations for the Neptune station deaths. When the Viridian diplomatic vessel arrived 3 weeks later, it brought not threats but a request for negotiation. Earth's victory had sent shockwaves through the Alliance. For the first time in its 10,000-year history, a developing species had defeated an Alliance fleet. General Okonkwo and Dr. Chen represented Earth at the negotiations. The new Viridian ambassador, a different individual with paler skin and a more cautious demeanor, presented the Alliance's position. The incident was unfortunate, a misunderstanding of intentions on both sides, perhaps. No, Dr. Chen corrected firmly. It was a deliberate attempt at conquest, disguised as benevolent contact. You thought us primitive and gullible. You were wrong. The negotiations lasted weeks, but Earth refused to compromise on its core demands. Eventually, the Alliance conceded, recognizing Earth's sovereignty and agreeing to technology exchanges on equal terms. As the Viridian delegation prepared to depart, the ambassador approached General Okonkwo privately. "There is something you should know. The threat we call the Scourge, it is real, and it is coming. We sought to use your species as a buffer, yes, but the danger to all life in this quadrant is genuine." Okonkwo studied the alien carefully. "Then we'll face it together, as allies, not as masters and servants." The ambassador's skin shifted to a new color, one humans had not recorded before, a deep, resonant gold. "Perhaps your species has more to teach us than we anticipated." 1 year after the Battle of the Solar System, Earth ships equipped with hybrid human Viridian technology ventured beyond their home system for the first time. The galaxy had expected the Viridian Alliance to crush the upstart humans. Instead, they discovered a new power, one that understood that true strength came not from technological advantage, but from the indomitable spirit that had allowed a young species to defeat an ancient empire. The Viridians had never expected Earth's wrath. Now, they would never forget it.